Hey-o.
Hey.
Oh, yo.
Happy KOTG Tuesday.
Good to see you, fellas.
No, how's everybody doing? Missed everybody.
Yeah. Missed you too. Cool thing we're doing tonight.
Yeah, I just saw somebody just
Zach's
went
busy
live.
pushing some buttons and getting things going, but if you guys haven't seen it, we're actually live on Instagram as well. So yeah, I just kind of pulled up my phone here.
I'm getting meta. I'm watching myself on screen.
Little delay on there. Huh?
A little bit, yeah. Right on. That's awesome.
But yeah, so
Cool.
just a new format we're trying out. Seeing what this happens, what does. Viewers, see if it's easier for people to check us out on here or YouTube, but looks like we got people joining us on both platforms as well. So welcome both YouTube and Instagram.
Well, I figured, folks maybe sitting down their couch, hanging out, watching TV and scrolling their feed, and up pops Keep Off the Grass live on Instagram. I'd definitely check in. So that'll be kind of cool to see if we get some different folks maybe tuning in for the first time. Yeah, man. So if this is your first time watching this, guys, welcome to the Keep Off the Grass live cast. What are we? 143?
143.
Crazy.
Something like that, man.
Closely approaching 150.
Years, man. We're like three years going and
3 years.
Wrapping up 2023. Right on.
Crazy.
Middle of January, we'll hit 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that is crazy to think.
I know, right?
We were all younger back then, man. I mean,
a few more gray hairs.
A few more gray hairs since then, for sure.
Maybe a few more hairs.
Nose and ear hairs.
Bald and proud.
Yeah.
Oh,
man. Well, should we get this show started, fellas?
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Got my lemonade ready to go.
Lemonade.
How about we all raise our glass and keep off the grass?
I have to go find something.
Man, you're slacking.
I'm paying too much attention to other things.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Trying out new things too.
I found my Simple Lawns coaster that I lost, so now I got two options. I got El Presidente and Simple Lawns for my office coaster. So,
oh, hey, look at that,
man, Justin, I want one of those. I'll pay you. I'll pay shipping and pay for the coaster.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that tracking. 2-day Christmas. Merry Christmas. Oh, I think I can hear us on my phone. I better turn that down.
yeah, turn the volume down.
Weekend Warrior on Instagram. He's about to walk outside for a toke, and he's bringing us all with us.
Thank you.
Nice. So hey, it's what is it? Mid little bit not quite the last third of December. How are you guys doing weather-wise? What's the tempi out over there for you guys?
Sadly, it's actually warm here. We're like in the 40s, which is unusual. But I did see on our weather app that we may be getting some snow on Saturday, so right before Christmas, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
We haven't had snow for a while. We had a little bit of rain. I guess it was today. So we had some rain today, and it's been a while since we've had that moisture, but can't complain about it, I guess.
Yeah, it's good to be moist.
Yeah.
We had like a day and a half of like some real light, misty kind of rain that just kind of kept everything wet. But everything's asleep. I don't know that it's going to do much of any good, and not a heavy rain. We should be getting some more here this weekend. So it's like it's been cold. As soon as it gets a little warmer, that's when the rain comes. So you can't even really do anything to enjoy it at all. But hopefully we'll have some nicer days and can actually get outside for a little bit with the guys. How about you, Olee? How's your baby grass doing?
Oh, it's growing. It's slow.
Yeah,
it's cold, but it's growing.
Nice.
But, those rainy days, like you're talking about, were just misty and nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect days for germination. perfect.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Even unwanted stuff such as Oa and anything else on the bare ground. But,
Sure.
slowly but surely happening. So, got seeded in the end of November, had germination November the 30th, and slowly getting seeded, slowly getting germination moving along.
Nice.
So,
Do you think you'll
Well,
be
you-
mowing soon, or how long are you going to wait?
I could mow now, but I'm just letting things grow.
You don't have to, so you just let it keep going.
Yeah, just letting it grow.
Right on.
So,
When you get to feed it next, what's your what are
Probably-
your next
probably-
steps and everything?
Christmas Eve is looking like we might have some pretty warm weather, and I'm thinking about spraying some nitrogen. Let's see, weather.
Yeah. When was your last app? Just your starter fert?
My starter fert on the 14th of November, 333.
Okay.
Let's see, daily.
So you did your starter fert. You said you put your seed down on the 30th.
No, so,
That was your germination.
yeah, seed was
Okay.
actually put down on the 14th. Started
Okay.
watering on the 17th. Got some rain in between there, and got germination on the 30th of November.
Thanks.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's good timing.
Yeah, Sunday, Christmas Eve is going to be 61.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You might be out doing something.
Yeah.
But like right now though, it's feels like 28 going to be a low of 21.
Mm.
So it's cold.
When you get that wind chill, that's what really sucks.
The
it
last
just
2 days
cuts
has
through
been
your
really
jacket.
windy. It's been real windy
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
last 2 days. So
How about you, Zach?
So it's been strange. Like we had, like last week it was in the 50s for a couple days, which was strange. And then
Yeah.
like today was probably the coldest day. I mean, we were like 25 to 30, and it was, I mean, it felt cold. Like just not being used to it, it felt cold. But it, I mean, yeah, there was a couple days which we're going to talk about wins and losses, but and kind of recap. But I felt like I didn't get a good last mow in.
Mm.
It was really tempting for me to get in, and I probably would have, but it's dark when I go to work, dark when I get home. So,
That's like the saddest part of winter.
yeah, and then when that sun was really shining, I could really see how long parts of my yard were that I didn't get that last mowing. Because I think my front, I got a good mow in on, but my backyard, not quite. So it was like, damn, like I still feel like I should, but it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm debating.
Well, guess what? And there's good news. In 2 days, the days will start getting longer. We're just about to hit.
Was it that winter solstice or whatever they call it?
Yeah, over the 21st is
the festival of
So-
lights or something.
festival.
I don't know what it is, but
Yeah,
I like it, man. Yeah, give me the longer days. Yes,
Or-
please.
that
Thank
means
you.
we're getting closer to spring, which is always a good time. So
It's amazing. So, I'm like a night person in the sense that like I'll sit on the couch and watch TV way past the time I should be in bed. I'm not doing anything, but my mind is just whatever. But
mhm.
when it's nighttime, like I'm tired, I don't really want to do anything. I just get super lazy. But when the weather's nice and the sun's out till like 9:30 at night, shoot, I'll be outside, just going. It's amazing how, when you get off work at 5 and it's already dark, you get up and leave for work, it's dark, how much that kind of brings down your energy. So, I'm hoping to find some honeydew things inside the house this winter to keep me busy. Cause yeah, man, when it's dark all the time, it's a downer for me.
Yeah, you missed that vitamin D. It energizes you.
Yeah. You gotta make sure
Yeah.
you gotta get that D.
I gotta get
Yeah,
it.
to
Man.
get the D.
Hey,
Well, Brent,
look who's
welcome.
popped in.
What about you? We're talking about how's the weather like over there in New Jersey?
It's
Jersey.
this time of year it's kind of on and off. Like one day it'll be like, I think it's supposed to be 50 something degrees on Christmas Day. Today it was like
Hey.
33 and super windy. We just had thunderstorms and like high winds yesterday. but it wasn't terribly cold. It was like 43 or something like that. So it just kind of, it's like a weird time of year for us. You know, when it eventually, probably about a week or two after Christmas, like the temperature will just drop and then it'll just be straight cold all the time. And then we'll start seeing a little bit of snow, but you know, it just kind of comes and goes. And, you know, it fluctuates. Like I said, it'll be cold one day and it'll be warm the next. So yeah, we got like 4 inches of rain. It was a lot of rain.
Damn.
I had a little
I was going to
branch.
ask, are you guys getting kind of dumped on, or you guys get a lot of rain this time of year typically?
Yeah, usually, but yesterday was outlandish. It was crazy. I woke up in the morning, I looked outside, there was like a little branch that was like in the front yard, and I was like, man, I just cleaned this whole front yard up. It was like a perfect, I'm gonna go get that branch. And it was like walking across a sponge. Like every step I could hear like the water underneath my, like it was so saturated. It was pretty wild. You know, there's flooding and stuff going on. But yeah, it's just you never really can tell this time of year.
Yeah.
You know, in New Jersey.
It's unpredictable.
Well, we could talk about some wins and losses. You know, we start with some wins, start with the good, go to the bad, you know. So what's some wins you guys think you had overall season? Which honestly, thinking about the season, the mowing, the fertilizing season for me seems like a long ass time ago.
It
does, yeah.
Thinking about it, I was thinking about it, you know, on the drive home, and I'm like, damn, like it seems like a long ass time ago.
Yeah, I feel like we should already be getting back into the season. It's felt that long. Unfortunately, we got a few more months.
So, yeah,
this Saturday is the 21st. 90 days till spring is Saturday. So.
Wow, you got the real numbers.
Counting it down, man. Yeah.
So Natty Lawn
numbers there.
Natty Lawn saying his win was the Barenbrug Turf Blue Pro. So that was probably from his fall over seed, I'm assuming. Maybe something from the previous year. But yeah, what's some wins you guys had?
So I'll go. I think honestly my win was I felt like I put down, I had a really good fertilizer plan. And so I felt like I put down the right stuff in spring. I was putting it right down in the summer and then coming in here to the fall. I mean, my lawn still has a little bit of color, you know, not a lot, obviously, but it looks really, really good for, you know, almost January. So I'm pretty happy with that. I did some mixtures of Pro Pete in the springtime to help start the growth, but also to help start, you know, the lateral spread and growth as well. And then summer was all about root growth and, you know, surviving through the summer. And then of course, it's kind of the same thing with winter, but, really happy with that. I'm going to continue that and obviously go into the next year. But I think for the first time, I'm going to have to do some overseeding and stuff in the backyard just because of all the pea spots and stuff have finally taken their toll.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I think one of my wins for sure is fertilizer plan. Went really nice. Unfortunately, I didn't write it down. You know, always planned to, but I didn't write it down, so I'm gonna have to kind of mimic it and go off of what I did, and maybe actually write it down this next year.
I'm guilty of that, Brian. I have like a plan and I have these like ambitions of like making this like whole breakdown of my thing. And I never really get around to writing it down. And then halfway through the season, I'm like, well, what weekend was it that I put that down? And it's been long enough, I think. And, you know, so yeah, I need to try to be a little bit more structured because it would be helpful to kind of remember more explicitly what I did and when. That way, if things, you know, go wrong or things do really well, I can actually look back and kind of say, hey, you know, whatever date was, you know, man, it was really green 2 weeks later, or whatever. Or it'd almost be worthwhile mentioning, you know, when we got some rain too, like tracking that or something too. But yeah, I don't know. I need to get a little bit more structured. So I'm with you on that, Brian.
Yeah, that I say that every year too, and I You know, it's like, oh shit, I got an opportunity to do something. I'm gonna go out and do it. And then, you know, it's like, don't have.
That's true too. Yeah, you're kind of
You know,
always
it's like,
running around weather, and yeah, that's true.
and
So
then
fit it in when you can. Stick to a general outline, or kind of generally like, here's generally what I want to put it down, and then again around this time and around this time.
that's true too. Like that would be a good idea to look back at Instagram and your photos. And
There you go.
you know, I do have a million photos, that's for sure. I was actually looking at my photos
Well
the other day, and I'm
documented.
like, damn, I didn't post any of those. Like I got some good ones I never got to post. So, but yeah, I have a lot of posts. I have a lot of pictures. I mean,
Yeah, same.
but yeah, I would say my win is like I didn't get any disease. I didn't really have any kill off. I didn't have any insect damage. And that's kind of like, and it kind of kept me green all year pretty much without irrigation. You know, we'll get into losses, but I mean, I wasn't at like my peak, I don't think, this year. I don't think I had like, I think I've had better years, but that was kind of like lack of certain things that we can get into later. But yeah, I mean, I didn't get any of the, you know, I didn't get any grubs, didn't get any army worms, any insects, didn't have any disease, and really didn't have any drought like die off or anything like that. So
Yeah,
you know, I'm going to chalk that up to a win.
a solid year.
Yeah, same. I mean, like I didn't really have too much disease. I had like just my side yard kind of got it. The one that I did last year, my garbage cans, a little one. You know, that got fungus this year, which was a big bummer because it actually like really screwed up the grass. But it bounced back pretty good. I mean, it's looking pretty awesome. There's a couple like bare spots now, like kind of towards the gate, but otherwise it bounced back like really, really well. But I didn't have any like fungus in the lawn as a whole. I didn't have anything in my front yard. In the last 2 years I have. So that was a big win for me. Like huge win.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good. Cause yeah, you did have a couple years, I remember, where you had some challenges with fungus. Even in the fall, I know you were thinking you had some fungus. So that's solid.
Yeah, this year nothing really bad in the front yard. I didn't have any issues. So, you know, I thought that was a huge one for me because I was like, oh, cool. All right, the last 2 years I've been battling fungus in the front yard and didn't have that issue this year. So that was a big time blessing, I guess you could say. But this, like I said, the side yard got pretty well messed up. But it, like I said, bounced back good. So I mean, overall, I guess I consider it a win because at least it bounced back well.
Yeah, you finished strong.
You know, with treating it and you know, trying to then take care of it and push it to grow back, hitting it with fertilizer, hitting it with some humic products, and you know, just trying to keep it, you know, keep pushing it, get it to bounce back, and it did. So that was good. You know, the other win, Natty Law mentioned the Turf Blue Pro. That's the same seed that I used on my new side, the side yard I did this year. I used the Turf Blue Pro, and I used RPR in with it, and that's coming in pretty damn good. I really, my only complaint with it is it's a super shady part of my yard because of the way that the sun arcs over my property. It's just it's almost always got a shadow in the very back of it. So some of that stuff was a little bit low to come in. I put it up in a story over the weekend because it was like the first time in the last month I've had time to do anything in the yard. And it's got a couple little bare spots. I'm hoping that, you know, since the majority of what's growing there is bluegrass, that'll fill in, you know, come the spring when everything kind of starts really growing. So I'm excited to see what that does. But overall, that was a win because it came in really well. It was great to get it, you know, leveled out. And, you know, I'm just going to keep playing with it because now I got that big ass oak tree in the front yard. So I get the squirrels like trying to hide acorns in the grass over there. So I get like, I was noticing a couple little bumps in it when I was mowing on Saturday. So we'll see.
So what do you have to do for squirrels? Do you have like traps like gophers and stuff? Or are they protected? Oh, really?
I just have squirrels. I don't have anything else, but I got a shitload of squirrels because that oak tree in my front yard is so big.
Wow.
Suppressed 22.
Yeah. If I didn't
The
live
squeeze
where I
scope.
live, like I live
Right.
in a pretty, I wouldn't say like it's not huge, like wicked densely populated. It's not like a city, but houses are all pretty close together. So I may or may not have done that in the past with some groundhogs, but that was in the backyard and the front yard. I think that's pretty much a no-go for that and the squirrels, but there's a lot of them.
Cool.
Well, my win for the year. My win for the year. No, I can't do that. So similar to you, Brent, it was basically the lawn kind of coming out of summertime, looking like garbage. I put in my irrigated sprinkler system, and of course, the areas that I did the trenches were going to get torn up and need to be overseeded. But also in the process, I neglected the entire rest of the yard, including my side yard, and so it was all just kind of going dormant, drying out, looking ugly. But with my overseeding and running the sprinklers, it bounced back really well, and it got me super excited for how they're going to do next year. So I'm really happy with how the overseed went on the main lawn. The main lawn came back really, really well. So I'm going to have sprinklers now, which I'm super pumped about, and the lawn's going to be looking pretty good going in next spring. There's some areas in the trenches that I'll have to kind of fill in, I think, a little bit extra with some more seed, just to kind of even it out. There's some bare spots that didn't quite take, but aside from that, I'm doing pretty well. So yeah, that's my win, is getting sprinklers and not totally destroying my yard and finishing strong.
Yeah, man. And that's going to benefit you next year. Like next year, you're going to be like, you're going to be skating by next year, bro.
Yeah, man. I hope so.
Once everything fills back
Yeah,
in from the
nice.
sprinkler install, it's
Yeah.
like, dude, you're going to be sitting pretty, I think,
No.
Well, and the exciting thing is like
not
my
dragging hoses
water
is a
bill.
major win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah. So the hassle of all that, not having to move them every
Move.
time I mow, and then I can control everything from my phone, like
control of the
everybody,
rain.
yeah, all that kind of stuff. And then having put in that second water meter had a little extra cost up front, but just in the month and a half I used them this year, the water that I used on that was like by far less than we used in the house, and there's no sewage. So I'm pumped about that second meter and not paying for sewage. I can basically double my water usage and pay the same amount. Not that I would necessarily need to do that, but it's a money savings long term. So I'm pumped about that too.
Did you put anything in to where you could use that water to wash your cars and do other things outside?
I was going to, but the going under the driveway and rain threw a wrench and everything, I just wanted to be done with it. I had intended to do a hose bib or two out in the mulch bed areas for that kind of stuff, which I still can down the road. I don't know that I probably ever will, but I could, or whoever lives there after I die, they could do. So maybe one day I'll do it. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. I know where it's at, and I can just dig it. It's like towards the back of the yard anyway.
You can stay on that side of the drive and just put your main up towards the house.
Yeah, I would the area where I was going to do it would just be under the little walkway, which you could do even 3/4 inch PVC, and it wouldn't need any extra for wiring. It would just be the PVC coming out just for a little hose bib or something outside, and then I can get
get a yard hydrant, and then that way
the big industrial looking ones.
Yeah,
or what do you mean?
Yeah, okay. They shut off below the ground.
Oh, okay.
They're freeze proof, and in that way,
That's
it
smart,
doesn't restrict flow, and in that way, you don't have to worry about it in the winter. It shuts off, below the ground.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And then you can wash your cars, and you can do other stuff outside, and not rack up sewage bill.
Right. Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, that was the intention, but it just ended up being a huge pain in the ass to finish that last little bit in the driveway. So, all right, we're moving on, man. We're filling these trenches. I'm getting this PVC laid. We're done. Let's move on. This is going to be the lawn's great. It's going to be great. I don't need that extra. I have a little spigot in the garage, and then I have one around the side of the house. I was thinking about getting one of those little retractable hose things and putting a little spot there for it around the side of the house to make that a little easier, because you still want to water the flowers and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Anyway,
Well, hopefully it all turns back on after the winter.
Yeah.
right.
I hate to-
Hopefully, you
I know,
did it
right? Yeah,
bro.
I know.
Hopefully
So far,
you did it
everything's
right.
looking good. You know, the backflow pit it's clean and empty, and so yeah, I'm not. I mean, of course I'm worried, but I'm not worried, right? I mean, I'm like, I did it all myself, so I'm like, did I do it right? I don't know. It's my first time doing it, so y'all wish me luck.
It's good.
Yeah, it'll be all right. All right, Olee, how about you, man? What's a win for you this year?
A win?
Yeah, buddy.
I got a whale.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
tail end of the year.
Yeah, it's a big
too.
time win too.
Yeah. So what now?
It was the
Yeah,
tail
that's
end
a
of the
big time
year.
win as well,
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm.
Super pumped about that next year. Got a lot of trenching to do myself. Gonna
Yeah, I was
be
gonna say, how
adding-
far are you in with all that? Are you
Hadn't-
still
hadn't
kind of working on
started.
it right now, or are you just kind of on a pause, holding pattern?
We're basically planning all the new system.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're looking at, I've got 12 zones now, and we're adding 20.
Wow.
So it's going to be, I guess it's going to be basically
Easy.
watering about every morning in the summer, just a different zone.
Yeah.
By the time I get to 32, it's going to be time to go back to 1. So it's going to be a whole nother process. And then it's going to be good to be watering with well water over city water that has, chlorine, whatever they add, fluoride, whatever they put in there. So that's going to be a good thing. But wish I would have had all that done and buried by the time I overseeded. Just didn't work out.
You just wanted another project for next year, right?
I don't mind projects, but I'm about tired of projects.
Yeah. I'm more into the smaller little projects right now.
I want to go mow some stripes and have some good footage, and I haven't done any good stripe work in a long time because we were so dry.
Yeah.
The city water was cut off. There was no more watering. There's very little rain. We've got more rain this month than we did in probably October, November, maybe even part of September altogether. We've already up to a little over 4 inches for just this month, which is great. And it's really helped my germination. So
Sure. You planted at a good time.
I wish I was a good month or 40 days ahead just because of the cooler temperatures, but we'll make it.
Well, see, now, just like you, once you get your whole yard irrigated, I would always do my seeding like at the beginning of October, and that seemed to work okay. And then the year before, it felt like it was too late, so I bumped it up 2 weeks in mid-September. And even this year, I was like, man, if I'd done it at the beginning of September, I'd have 2 more, further ahead, have a couple more weeks of good growth when it was warm. But I didn't, the lawn wasn't doing too well. Everything took time, whatever. But next year, now that the sprinklers are in there, I could overseed a heck of a lot earlier just because I have that ability to water them like I need to and not have to worry about it. So I might give that a shot.
You have control over moisture.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's a big win. That's a big win. And then you don't have to drag hoses anymore. I mean, I've been dragging hoses on a little over 1.5 acres. I'm sick of hoses.
I know I can't really complain about my yard when I'm talking about what you have to do for yours.
Before
That's a commitment.
Yeah, before the city water was cut off, I mean, I would be up at like 2-3 a.m., go move a sprinkler, walking around in your boxers and a t-shirt and a flashlight. I mean, you look pretty crazy that time of morning or night, dragging sprinklers around and then going back to bed.
Bill's got some stories about that too.
Oh man,
waking up in the middle of the night with sprinklers and staying up late, leaving the garage open.
I had the officers come to my house and they're like, sir, did you know your garage is open? Like, yeah. Did you know my sprinklers on as well? Oh, we didn't notice that. What kind of cop are you? No, I really did have them just a little well check on me. But yeah, before I had the Milnor timers, you can kind of set and forget. I had the little, you had to twist it and let it run, then run back out there and do it again and move them. And yeah, good times. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I really that I guess that was another big win. I really didn't even I think I only had the sprinklers out for like a grand total of maybe a week. Like I really only ran the sprinklers I think like 3 times. Like I ran them, it was starting to get dry. I'd run them a day, 2 days, and then some rain would come in. We had a really wet summer, so that was good. We had lots of rain all year. There was only like I said, there was only probably 2 times, like 2 blocks of time where it was like maybe a week where it was just like it had not rained for a couple of weeks. It was really starting to get dried out, and I was like, I gotta get some water on here. So I mean, I probably really only ran my sprinklers like a handful of times, so I didn't have to mess around with getting all my hoses out and all my sprinklers out and doing all that stuff. So like we were pretty blessed this year with a lot of rain. So that was another big win for me, which I think, obviously that just helps the overall health of the grass. Like I didn't really have too much drought fighting to do this year. So that was awesome.
Right on. Well, I wanted to hear from you guys. I know that we're just into, the end of the season and spring's a ways away, but have you guys started thinking about, next year and what you guys, any plans or projects or things you'd like to do with your season next year?
I think for me, like I said, it's going to be overseeding the backyard. I've got a bag of, I think it's RTF from Barenbrug. Put a little fescue mixture into that backyard and hoping that makes it a little more resilient to dog urine and stuff like that. So we'll see. But I think that's going to be my biggest change or transformation, is just seeing how well I can actually control the spots this time. Because this year got bad because we have our dog and then my son's dog has been here all summer. And even though it's a male dog, for whatever reason, his urine kills the grass too. So it's never ending. But
not just the bitches.
Yeah, and then I guess once that starts looking good and ambitious, I need to do some leveling off in some spots there in the back too. So some walkways that are a little janky and stuff. So yeah.
What was some of your guys' shortcomings or losses this year?
Oh yeah.
Mine would be I missed a couple apps. Didn't keep up with mowing sometimes. And just my timing on my applications weren't the greatest. I missed a couple fertilizer applications. I caught up in the fall for a little bit, but I didn't really end that strong. But I had like a good beginning of the fall. And that was probably mine. I seeded a little too late, which it was really successful. But, I could have really pushed that new seed a little more if I would have did it a little earlier. So that's kind of I'd say, biggest losses.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, bro. Like I did nothing in my backyard this year. Like I think I only did a spring fertilizer application. I didn't do any other fertilizer. I didn't do anything in the backyard. I did one application of Pro Pete in the spring and mowed. And there was a lot of times where it was just I have been so busy on the weekends where it was like, if I had time to get out there and mow, it was like, all right, I'm just cleaning up the front and the sides, and the back's gonna have to wait. I mean, there were weeks where it was like I went like 3 weeks without mowing the backyard, and it would just get like so overgrown, and we're out there the kids are trying to swim in the pool, we're trying to play, and I'm like, I gotta mow this thing. Like, this is disgusting. I mean, it looks fine. I did start to see a little bit of clover popping in back there, and some like creeping Charlie around the edges, around the fences where it's coming over from the neighbor's property. Easy stuff to fix, but I really didn't do anything in the backyard at all this year. So that's kind of a a shortcoming. And it, like I said, looks fine. Like it looks all right, but I didn't really put any effort into it. It really just survived on its own. And, you know, like I said, thankfully we had a good amount of rain over the summertime, but yeah, it was fine. I just didn't really do anything to push it or try to make it better, or I didn't overseed back there. You know, I did nothing like all year to the backyard. So that's something I want to get on next year, is just, you know, keep kind of massaging that, try to make it awesome. Because it's okay, but a lot of the high traffic areas, like where the kids play, they'll set up their soccer goal and they'll just like hammer soccer balls, you know, all afternoon long from one spot, and it just kind of, they don't move it around because it's huge, and you know, whatever. So I just kind of let it ride this year. I need to build a shed next year. I need a new shed.
There you go.
Crappy little shed is falling apart, and I don't have any room. So I don't have any more room for lawn toys.
Well, let's talk about that this winter.
You know,
it'd be a good topic. We can pull up your property. We can look where we can put it. Position where you could put it.
Yeah.
Do an overview of your property.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know what I'm thinking. I got a couple ideas with designs and whatnot. So, but yeah, I mean, I would say that's really, you know, kind of the biggest loss. And to your point, Zach, I mean, you said that you felt like you got your seed down a little late. I don't feel like I did, but I feel like I could have gone earlier this year because we were having, you know, decent rains, actually significant rain. So I usually go for Labor Day for overseed or planting new stuff. And then the weekend after, we had like torrential downpours, and it held up pretty good. The new stuff, the new side yard held up pretty well because I tarped it off. But there was a downspout that was right there, and there was so much rain that the downspout was really just filling up that like hard edge of my flower beds, and then it was just kind of running, you know, off into that. So probably a week after I seeded it, I had to get back out there and kind of like rake up a couple like little small ripples of seed, but you know, overall it held up pretty good because I tarped it off. And then we got hammered with like another heavy rain like 2 weeks later. I probably could have gone like 2 weeks earlier, to be honest with you, just because of the rain that we had. And I think that probably would have helped the growth. I think it'd be looking even better now if I'd have gone, you know, 2 weeks sooner. But you never know. I mean, that's a gamble, right? Like Labor Day is even kind of early to some people. So potato.
Yeah, actually, what Lawn Sauce is saying, that's kind of what I kind of learned that too this year. Like, I know the bare minimum now, what, you know, what I can do, and I know where I could push it, even, you know, I know where I could push it. And so I think it'll be a good 2024 if I can stay on top of my schedule.
Nice. So I don't know if this is necessarily a loss, but this is going to be a pain for next year. So when I was doing my my trenching, I had started the trench in my flower beds where I was going to put that extra little hose bib for the spigot outside. And as I was getting down in there into the mulch bed, I discovered that the mulch bed is actually a bunch of like decorative, like river rock type stuff, or the big, like smooth kind of decorative landscaping rocks. Basically, the whole area is that kind of landscaping rocks, and they must have like dug holes for the bushes that just randomly are in there. And then when whoever didn't like that, they came in with some like landscaping tarp, put that down on top of the rock, and then put mulch on top of that. So as I'm going down, it's like I'm getting all this rocks and shit everywhere. And then I stopped halfway through. I was like, well, this is a mess. I'm gonna have to come back to this. And then I ended up not coming back to it because everything else took so long, and I just kind of gave up on that. So now I got this like big, muddy, rocky mess in my mulch bed right in my front door, and it's been that way all summer, all fall. The kids have loved it. It's their construction zone, but it looks like absolute garbage, which is fine for now. We're gonna. So essentially, this is going to turn into a much larger mulch bed makeover project than I had, thought it would have been. I thought, oh, I'll just scrape up the mulch and dig some crap up, plant some new stuff, put some fresh mulch down, good to go. But no, there's all this rock and stuff we're gonna have to dig up and figure out what to do with. And on top of that, there's like a rain spout that drains in there, and that's all clogged up, and we don't even know where it drains off to, if it drains anywhere. So we have to figure out what to do with that thing too, because we think that contributes to some seepage of water around our foundation. So yeah, so we were going to do some mulch bed makeover, and now it's going to be a little bit more involved. But
Had to get
I
you.
guess it's good that we discovered it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Front yard archaeology.
Right. Yeah.
Peel back the layers,
Yeah.
right?
So
Here, real quick, shout out to the Instagram chat, 7 Eye Landscaping. He's saying, what do we think about snow removal service for the winter season? You know, that could be a topic we could talk about in January. But yeah, that could be a whole topic. I don't know if we've ever done one just for snow removal. We might have, but
I think we talked about some of
we talked about
the stuff we use, but that's a huge topic we can get into, because there's all sorts of things to go over. Yeah.
We don't have to worry about that here. If it snows 2 days later, it'd be 92. So
Yeah, we don't get a lot of snow either. I mean, I really don't. Just being closer to the coast, we really don't get a ton of snow. We usually get like 1 or 2 good storms, and then we get a lot of dustings, an inch, just little stuff. But so half the time it's like, oh, I'm not shoveling that or removing that. But obviously that's something that a lot of people are already dealing with. I was scrolling through Instagram at lunchtime this morning. I was looking at people posting snow pictures, and I was like, oh man.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of snow pictures, should we pull that up before we jump in to keep off the grass? We saw I don't know, should we do it, or is it too early? You want to wait? Let's do
talking about snow. We don't got a long week right now, but again, we've had a lot of cool snow pictures win over the past 3 years. And so yeah, here's an example of, maybe it's not green, but you can still have some cool pictures of your lawn.
Let's see here. Pull this bad boy up. Look at that.
Oh,
You guys see that?
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
That looks nice.
Yeah.
So it's shorter. He was talking about shorter grass and stuff on there.
Yeah, I was I messaged him earlier today, and he gave me some details on it. He said it was definitely a super light dusting, but it's cool because the inner rectangle, he's got that cut. He says at let's see, 7/8 of an inch, just shy of an inch. He says maybe it's about an inch now, but then the perimeter grass, he's got that at 3.5. So it kind of has this cool, I don't know, it's got this cool effect. And then the little trees there in the middle are pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's rad.
Yeah, and he said Brent, he's got the same Barenbrug Blue Pro as you on there. So that's pretty awesome. Looking good, man. That's the kind of stuff I like to see in the wintertime. Obviously we can't, be laying stripes, or most of us aren't going to be green anymore. Maybe Olee will be, but cool winter stuff and snow pictures. If you got snow, I don't know. That's fun to see everybody's yard in the wintertime.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are way behind on snow here in Utah compared to last year. Even last year was our record. What?
Yeah, you had a lot of inches on your mountains last year.
Last year, man, it was record snow. We were like, ski resorts got like 900 something inches, but now, I mean, there's still snow on the mountains a little bit, but nothing like it was, like I said, so it's kind of crazy to see the difference. That's why we're glad to have a little bit of moisture and stuff.
Heck yeah.
Have you gotten any snow at all, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, it started to snow a little bit in October, but I want to say we've had maybe 2 times it's maybe snowed here. So yeah, I mean, nothing significant.
I wouldn't be sad if we didn't get any snow this year. The only thing that would disappoint me is I wouldn't get to use my snowblower. I would like one good snow, get the yard or the driveway all done, have some fun, and then have it melt like a day or two later. That would be perfect for me. That's what I'm looking for. But
just
any more than that, nah, I don't need it.
Just 1 or 2.
Yeah.
We don't need to be crazy
Nothing
here.
crazy.
Yeah, let the kids go out, play, have fun, once or twice, build a snowman or 2 maybe, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Good to
My
go.
kids like doing snow igloos. So I always look forward to when we get like a real snowstorm and we get like 8 inches or 10 inches of snow. They love that because we just get, we pile it up in the front yard and dig out a snow igloo, sit in there.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely have to have a snow episode of some sort this wintertime for sure. So we'll come back to that. But in the meantime, Brian, the music, it's soothing to the ears. What does that mean?
Music?
Yeah, man. Turn it up. Lawn of the week, baby. Take us home.
What is Keep Off the Grass Lawn of the Week? Somebody fill the people in if they don't know already. Since we got Instagram live going now, explain to people who may not know.
You guys want me to explain? Is that what you're saying?
Man.
You're talking about music going and stuff. So I didn't.
If you think you have the baddest lawn at any particular point in time, you think your lawn's looking absolutely spectacular, throw us a hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week. The Keep Off the Grass Lawn of the Week is sponsored by Pro P Fertilizer, which means that if we choose your lawn as Lawn of the Week, your post or your reel, then you will be the proud owner of a brand new 25-pound bag of Pro P fertilizers. So that's your choice of NPK and your choice of granule size. So if you want regular, you get the regular. If you want the greens grade, you get the greens grade, whatever NPK or fertilizers listed on homedepot.com. Whatever they're selling through Home Depot can be yours as a prize for winning KOTG Lawn of the Week. You also get bragging rights and admission into the Discord, which is run and administered by none other than the Drunk Lawn Guy, the president of Keep Off the Grass Lawn of the Week fraternity. So you got to tag it. You have to tag it in a post or a reel. If you put it in a story, it's just going to disappear and we're not going to see it. So every week, we'll get together. We look at the hashtags, see who we think had a particularly fire yard that week, and we bestow upon them the title of KOTG Lawn of the Week that week. And so this week's winner is Home Turf Consulting out of Pennsylvania, southeastern PA.
I have it ready if you guys.
You got it. You got it ready.
Yeah.
All
Let me
right.
do it. I was set.
You down with OPP?
Boom. Let's see. Here he is.
There it is.
I got night mode on apparently, but look at this guy. Here he is. This is the one that we saw that got our attention here. But those double wides. Oof.
Looking great. 2 days ago, he is holding on to some great color for the Northeast. This is about, if anybody saw my Instagram post from, 3 days ago, he's got way more color than me, and he is only like an hour and a half southwest of me.
Yeah, baby.
Man, look at him. He looks determined right there.
Yeah, man, he's getting
With
done.
the Santa hat. But
Got
the color's great. The
Nice
stripes
and
look
clean.
good.
Mulch beds are looking good. Everything. That's nice. Yeah, right on. Looking good.
Checkmate.
So, go ahead and hit us up on the KOTG page. Shoot us a message. Let us know what NPK you would like, and we will pass that information along to ProP, and they will send that out to you. And message Drunk Lawn Guy if you want to get in on the Discord. He'll give you the link.
Speaking of Pro Pete, man, next year sounds like sometime they're going to have another option. The new is it called Endless Green? Is that what it was going to be called? Endless Green,
as in nitrogen-less green.
So we got the Pro Pete, we got the Fossil, and then soon our winners will have the option to get the Endless Green as well. So that's pretty cool.
If you don't want to get a fertilizer from Pro Pete and you want to try out the Fossil product, try out the Fossil. You can also get a bag of Fossil, and then once it's launched, the Endless Green will also be an option for KOTG Lawn of the Week winners. That's a good point, Bill, because Pro Pete was on last week. If you didn't listen to that episode or check it out, definitely go check it out. I'm a couple weeks behind on podcasts because we hit our upload limit on the podcast platforms, which renews tomorrow, the 20th. And I'll start pumping out some more podcast episodes. Hopefully get caught up here before Christmas. That's my hope. And but in the meantime, if you don't want to wait for the podcast audio to drop, go check it out on YouTube. It was a good conversation we had last week with Pro Pete, and new product announcement with the Endless. So if you don't know what we're talking about, go check it out and see what they got up their sleeve, because it's looking like a pretty cool product coming out of Pro Pete, coming out of Idaho.
Yo. Man, we've gotten a lot of good suggestions on folks to try to get on, and I busted out my little thing here down in my office, and I'm writing some of them down so I don't forget.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I was thinking that too. There was a couple.
It's like I knew I would forget, and
because really we have had, a lot of people on that you can think of. Over the, we've had top mower companies, top fertilizer companies, freaking PhDs, all the seed companies besides Jonathan Green.
And I'm going to work on that. I'm going to reach out to him and see if they can come on. So we'll keep our fingers crossed if we can get somebody from there to.
So there's been so many. So it'd be cool to get some new people on here. So we're just trying to see what you guys think would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hit us up if you can't think of something right now, and you do think of something, in the next, anytime. Really, just shoot us a message on the KOTG Instagram page and say, "Hey, can you try to get this company? I'm really interested in their products, or I really like their products." If you guys are using something that we haven't mentioned before, or a company that we haven't had on, if it's something that you're using that you believe in and you want to see some more exposure for that company, if you want to, kind of spread the word, just hit us up, shoot us a message, and say, "Hey, check these guys out, check this tool out, check this mower company," whatever it is. Shoot, we've had not mower, grass, seed, fertilizer equipment companies on too. We had Forefathers come on. We had Josh Melton come on and sing us a song. If you got somebody that you think might want to come on the show, hit us up.
Hey, if you want to come on, hit us up. We have we need fill-ins occasionally, so hit us up if you want to come on.
Yeah, we haven't been very consistent. That's a good point, Zach. We haven't been very consistent about doing the wheel of names for a guest spot to have somebody come on and talk about their lawn and their equipment and like what their program is. Hopefully after the new year we can start doing that and cycling that into the content every couple of weeks too, because that was a lot of fun. It's
man.
Give somebody else an opportunity to kind of like come pimp their
I like to hear what other folks are doing, have somebody jump on and that kind of give us an update of what they got going on. Because as much as we kind of follow folks on Instagram and you can see pictures, everything's kind of a point in time. So sometimes it's hard to get a real in-depth picture of all the stuff they're going on. And it'd be cool to have somebody kind of walk us through it and, share some photos of their yard or, whatever they're excited about, whatever they're doing. I love that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're definitely going to do some more of that next season. So to speak.
Yeah, for sure. Say for instance, somebody does a renovation. Some people are really good about being like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to take a picture every week" or something like that. But, it gives an opportunity to kind of like go a little bit more in depth, because it's like a lot of times if somebody does a renovation, it's like you might see 3-4 pictures about it. And then it's like, boom, now they're mowing it and it looks amazing. It's like, okay, well,
it's the in between.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
or how'd you get there, and what are some of the things you did, and yeah, that's what we're all about, man. I'd like to hear what you guys are doing because I'm always learning something too. You know, you guys teach me stuff, and man, some of these yards are orders of magnitude better than mine. So I'm sure these guys have lots of cool pearls and things that they could share with all of us that maybe we could take and apply ourselves.
Hell yeah, of course. Always learning something.
We'll definitely get that wheel going. That guest wheel going monthly.
Yeah, man.
Well,
should we let them know that holidays are coming up? We're going to take a couple weeks off. Family time, Christmas, New Year's. Everybody can get a break, and then we're going to come back strong in January, right off the gate with a guest.
Yeah.
So we're going to come back on January 16th. Mark the date. We'll have a guest on with us.
We can say, it will be Grasshopper for part 2. They came on last winter about a year ago. So Grasshopper will be coming back on to discuss some of their mowers for 2024. That'll be cool.
Yeah, talk about a badass product that's just top notch. I mean,
snow blowers too. They have freaking what you call it, like plows. They got different types of attachments, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that could be mid snow season, depending on where you're at.
Yeah, depending on where you're at. Be a very timely episode for the snow folks.
So it'll be a short 3-week break. We're gonna play around a little bit, possibly replay some shows on Tuesday nights for you guys. You might see it live on Instagram, might see it live here on YouTube, but just in case you guys are missing those KOTG Tuesdays throughout the holiday and the next couple weeks of January, we'll have something for you guys. So stay tuned.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. So, listen, have a good holiday. Have a good Christmas time.
Yes.
Have a good New Year's. We're going to try to get caught up on some things and take a break ourselves. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. Keep off the grass. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.